It's a clip from the short film Now After. It depicts a young veteran dealing with life after serving in Iraq, a life of sleeplessness, flashbacks, and paralyzing fears. Sadly, a life very typical for some of those returning from war. Now After is just one of the short films produced by a Verona High School grad, vet, and now filmmaker.
Kyle Hausmann-Stokes last month was awarded a degree from the film school at USC, and he has returned home this week to share his message. Kyle joins us today. Welcome home.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Now, you were in Iraq for a year.
For 1 year, yes.
Thank you for your service, by the way. Tell us your story.
Well, I guess it all kind of started back at Fort Polk, Louisiana, when I joined the Army and after high school, after graduating from Verona. And I never really thought of myself as a filmmaker. I just kind of would record some of the operations we would do, jumping out of airplanes. We had these battles with tanks and whatnot. And I used to cut them together in my small little barracks room and make these little music videos. Didn't really know what I was doing. And, you know, it turned out that the guys really liked it. And it was something they were able to take home to their families. And instead of trying to explain this very complicated community or culture that we're a part of, you know, they could just put it in a DVD and play it for them. So that kind of transformed into me being the little battalion film guy, was my name. And, you know, I continued to do that all the way throughout. When it came time for us to be deployed to Iraq, I was actually the only one who's allowed to not go. And my colonel ordered me to go pursue the best film school I could find, hone my filmmaking schools, and you know, the way I could pay it back was to tell the soldier's story. So I did that, and I found my way to USC. Unfortunately, I did get tapped again to go to Iraq, and I did go that time. You know, and that was my decision. It really informed who I was as a filmmaker and better allowed me to tell the soldier's story. And you know, I've been doing that ever since.
Your stories are about these invisible wounds, the psychological scars that some of the soldiers bring back with them. Why did you go that route? What's the reason?
Really, it was my own therapy when I got back. It was a month after I'd been back from Iraq. I was sitting in film school in Southern California. It was sunny, and everybody was talking about American Idol and all these other things, and I just didn't really know how I was going to be able to relate to them or how they would relate to me. And you know, I was starting to struggle from those telltale signs of PTSD. So, you know, when it was tasked to us in film school to make a film about whatever we wanted, I mean, I think it was a film that I kind of had to make. So it's 100% autobiographical. All the footage is either my footage or stuff I got from my battle buddies. And I put it together, and like I said, I never meant it to be any kind of tool as it's turned out to be. It was really just more therapy. And
oh, I bet it was very cathartic.
No, absolutely. Absolutely it was. And really sharing it with everybody else, you know, because it's so hard for us to talk about it sometimes, but if I can just put in a DVD and just say, watch, you know, I think the people that haven't experienced it can kind of have that understanding that us veterans seek when we go to a VA or American Legion, you know, where somebody can just nod their head and say, yeah, I get it. I know what you're talking about. And
well, what is it that you want people like us to understand about what veterans are going through when they're coming home?
I don't think we don't expect people to understand what we went through, just like there's no way we could understand what somebody else has been through in some kind of other traumatic experience. Just to really share. I think we're all very proud of what we did over there. At the same time, there's some extremely traumatic things that we've been through, and we're just not trained. We're not equipped to do that. You know, they give us body armor and weapons, but we're not really trained in communication. And unfortunately, most of us military types, especially the combat arms, and I can say this because I am one, you know, we're not necessarily the most artsy folk. We're not good at expressing our emotions. So because I've been fortunate enough to have this amazing you know, education at this film school, you know, I really taken it upon myself to use those tools to like speak for all of us.
So what's next for you?
Well, after graduation, I have some big meetings. You know, the life after film school isn't always easy, but I have one of my professors is going to put me in contact with Oliver Stone. Wow. I took a bunch of footage while I was in Iraq, and we're cutting that together in some documentaries, and you know, just doing what I can to tell the soldier's story.
Where can people see the movie?
The film is on my website, if I'm allowed to plug that.
Sure, we have it on the screen right now.
Okay, it's kylehs.com. You can check out the film for free. You can download it, and you know, conferences all across the nation use it, and I encourage other people to. If I can help, you know, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, there's some powerful images there, too. People should be aware of.
Yeah, it is. There are some graphic imagery, so, yeah.
Well, thank you for your service. Thank you for your work.
And welcome home.
Good luck to the future.
It's going to be fun. Thank you.